This is Jen, making a live video. Making a live video, y'all. And Spirit has guided me to come and make this video. So welcome. Welcome into this sacred space. And we're just going to have a, well, I feel like I've got a message, that Spirit has given me a message for everyone in the group. And so, come forth to deliver it. So, Amy! So, maybe I'll turn this music down because it's a little bit distracting. It's very nice, it's very shanty. But, yeah, so, basically, I feel like I got a really strong urge today to create the video and, in a sense, of like, to rally up the light tribe, because I really am being shown that we are on the precipice of profound shifts that are about to go down on the third dimension. And I just keep getting loads and loads of signs and alignments and knowings of that. And it feels like a lot of activity is going to be around September and particularly around equinox. Yeah, and the funny thing is that I have actually been connected to QAnon, and Spirit 100% guided me to QAnon, and I had a very deep spiritual connection with the message and the vibration of QAnon, and I started following Q, and you know, and that's something private that I don't necessarily share with everyone. But what the message that I have got to share is that Q is anonymous, and I believe that is the only way it can be for it to work, this plan to work. But the other thing is that I am 99.9% sure that I know who Q is, as I'm sure that there are others, because Q, like, he's come to me, and he's a man, and he's a public figure, and he's come to me. But, you know, that I can only speak from my heart who I know that Q is. And I am a supporter of Q, like whoever that being is. And, you know, I haven't ever made a video about this because this is my own private, personal, evolutionary journey, you know. But things are really going down at the moment, brothers and sisters, with regards to the shift and the fall. You know, and I think for all of us, we need to be prepared for that. And we all need to, you know, and so Spirit was like, you know, make this video, like, you know, because now it's such an important time for us to come together and gather, you know, and speak about this and you know, be together in this higher consciousness. Oh, Nikki just had a deja vu. Oh, yeah. So anyway, so that's the message. Spirit was just like, you know, it would seem that there are very big shifts like they're about to take place, and maybe like also the message is for if it you know, if it resonates for you, like start following Q, because I'm following Q now, and it's really like he's one step ahead of the game, is Mr. QAnon, you know. So anyway, and for everything, it's all about the heart. It's about the heart resonance. And if you have a heart resonance with it, then it's for you. If you don't have a heart resonance for it, it's not for you. But I personally do have a really massive heart resonance with it. And it feels like, you know, that there is a power and there is a force that is with us, like with us, the people, that is like working with us. You know what I mean? To liberate this this 3D like prison matrix, which is what it has been. You know, it's this whole sort of like, you know, lower dimensional control grid. It's all been held in place. We all know about that. We listen to David Wilcox and Laura Eisenhower. We know all about, you know, this whole agenda, you know. But what is happening now is that there is a literal collapse of that. It's so brilliant. It's so brilliant, and we're all part of that. And the message from Spirit was that this group is part of that as well, and how the importance it is for us who are gathered to this specific constellation of souls, how absolutely essential it is for us to be in our awakened avatar consciousness. Like, it is essential. Like, now is the 11th hour, brothers and sisters. Like, now is the 11th hour. That was like Spirit, like, Jen, it's got like, we've gone past the 11th hour. Like, it's like showtime. Like, you've been all waiting for this for like, you know, thousands and thousands of years. Here we are. Boom. That's what they're saying. You're amazing, Jen. Oh, I love your mind, sister. Well, yeah, this is what, it's not my, you know, it is my mind, but this is what I'm being shown, and what Spirit is vibrationally aligning me with, these timelines of profound shift in consciousness, you know. And so it's really essential that this group is held as a space for all of us where we can, like, you know, really, really just come into alignment with our, you know, avatar self. Yeah. Yeah, so like, you know, speaking about that, and then, you know, what I put out earlier about this whole thing about victim consciousness. Yeah, it's showtime. Heart is the only way. Boom, Shankar. That is the truth, Gabriella. Yeah. So I've got to keep a little bit of an eye on the fire as well, because I want it to go out. Yeah, so I put out that little thing on our group saying about, you know, what was it? How do you define victim consciousness? And because, like, you know, like, this is what it's all about. It's like realizing, like, what is victim consciousness? What does that mean to you? Because that is part of the old paradigm. That is like a massive, massive key player in the old paradigm. Victim consciousness is like the star of the show. Do you know what I mean? In the old paradigm. So, like, what is that? How, to what extent have you been identified, you know, with that, and how is that perpetuated? And ultimately, it's realizing that you actually have a choice, that you don't have to keep choosing these victim consciousness thoughts. You could potentially be neutral, or you could potentially call in or be thankful for something which you are magnetizing towards you. Do you know what I mean? And that, in that moment of choice and action, that is enlightenment. It's in every single moment where you make a choice against your ego, because your ego wants to pull you down the road of, like, you know, the old paradigm and identification with the victim. Like, we've all got the ego. We know exactly what the ego narrative is about. But, you know, awakening is that key. You know what I mean? It's that keystone of action. Where you're like, yeah, I know you, I hear you, victim consciousness. I hear you with your old melody, your old, like, out of tune melody. I hear you, but, like, I'm also, but, you know, I'm not going to be sort of, you know, knee jerked to identify with that. In that moment, I am going to make a sovereign choice and an alignment with who I am. You know, by taking a short moment, by bringing my awareness to the present moment. Or by, you know, focusing on, you know, being grateful for something which I wish to magnetise towards me. Do you know what I mean? It's coming out of victim consciousness. It's like, we've all got it. It's part of the 3D paradigm. It's part of the, like, heavily, like, schools programmed it into us, religion. You know, it's all been, like, heavily indoctrination. It's not really us, but it's like the 3D matrix. Yeah, it's like this, you know, victim consciousness. And because we're just like, we're so lovely, humans are so lovely, we're just like, oh yes, we believe you schools, and we won't question you governments, because humanity's so lovely. They all know that. We're all such beautiful, beautiful creatures. It's true, it's so true. Every single one of us. And so we're so easily led, because we trust so easily, you know. But these institutions have not been serving the I am presence within us. Simple as that, isn't it? And so how do you then activate and awaken the I am presence? Well, in each moment you recognise, you know, that you have a choice. That's what it ultimately is, what it comes down to. Like, instead of always just being knee-jerked and like swayed to identify with the victim narrative, it's like, oh, actually, I could just take a short moment. I could just, you know, bring my awareness to the present moment. Do you know what I'm saying? And that is you activating your sovereignty, you know, and that is you stepping out of that matrix of that heavy programming. It's not easy, brothers and sisters, and I commend all of us that have done that. And what it is it's a highly rebellious act, highly rebellious act to be awakened and to be enlightened, because absolutely everywhere is or has been. Let's not perpetuate those timelines. You know, that has been the reality. You know, this agenda, you know, of keeping us asleep to the, you know, to the actual like truth of who we are, you know. Anyway, these are old timelines, they're collapsing, but they're collapsing with our consciousness. As we make that sovereign choice, each of us is so powerful, we're like the whole entire universe. Every single one of us is fragments of God, fragments of the ultimate creator of all that ever created everything. We are fragments of that. We are so absolutely almightily powerful. Focus on trouble, yeah. Yes, Joanna. Yeah. So that's it. It's that victim consciousness is where that, you know, ultimately where there is blame. You know, where you're blaming your outside circumstances for something that is occurring. And in that moment where you blame an external thing, you are actually forgetting that you are an almighty sovereign being that sat at the feet of Mother, Father, God, and made a perfect and specific plan of how your ascension, evolutionary path and union with your divine counterpart would unfold. You wrote that. You and Mother, Father, God wrote that script. And every single person is a soulmate that made a soul contract to teach you about who you actually truly are. You know? Do you know what I'm saying, brothers and sisters? Like, there's no victims. We, on a soul level, whether we made those choices for the collective, whether we made those choices for the galactic, each soul has chosen its circumstances in order to clean and transmute and, you know, and to bring forth these awakened galactic codes of the I am presence, the Christ consciousness. It's who we all are, isn't it? Oh, we've got 44 on the call. That would be a confirmation. It's who we are. Oh, 43. 46. Oh. So, ultimately, awakening comes down to it being a choice. And the mind can't stand that. The mind wants there to be scripts and manuals and fasting and, you know, and obstacles. And it's like, you know, it's just absolute simplicity. Like, you know, it's a choice that even though your ego is desperately pulling you down old timelines of the fact that you are a victim and blah 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 blah, in that moment you make that sovereign choice. You're like, I'm not going to go there. I'm just going to take a short moment, bring my awareness to the present moment, and not be identified with that, and be the observer of that. You know? And in that moment when you are not identified with that, you are free and you are liberated from the matrix. And Gaia is free from this old control matrix. Well, it's all intricately and intimately connected, brothers and sisters. Our own awakening, like our true awakening to the remembrance of our sovereignty, and the fact that sovereignty is ultimately, it's a very, very simple thing, very challengingly simple for the mind, to claiming our sovereignty, because we've been programmed to think that, you know, it can't be that simple, but it is. It is simple, and it's literally a matter of claiming it. And yeah, and that's beautiful. Yeah. Oh, time to awake. Yeah, and that's what this whole beautiful gathering of souls is all about. It's about really, really creating this grid, and we have created a stabilised fifth dimensional grid. I've been shown that, and I've been shown that this is massively accelerating the timeline of the actual event. This group is fundamental to the consciousness of Gaia and our open contact with our galactic brothers and sisters we are all co-creating the timeline of this event. And this gathering of souls is a huge and massive part of the divine plan, and it is all, you know, coming true. Like, we've done it, we're doing it, and as I spoke about in the last video, there is this within it, the template of the activation of the 144,000, and we do hold that, and there is a trajectory towards that moment, but within that is knowing that we are all that, and I am that in each and every moment, you know. And somehow, but the purpose of the grid is to be awakened, for us to be in our wings. Our wings are, you know, are fully open and activated, and that I remember that I am an angelic, multidimensional avatar being. I remember my past lives, my parallel lives. You know, I remember who I am. I am not, you know, just this body. I am a, you know, we're all absolutely phenomenal, amazingly powerful galactic beings of service. All of us, you know, to be a human being at this time in a universe of like probably a trillion species, and to be a human being where there's only like 7.8, there's 8 billion human beings. This is a privilege for us to be here at this particular time, to be partaking in this shift in consciousness. And we are very, very, very blessed. And although it is very, very trying, and even for the best of us, it is very, very trying, you know, the fact is we have created this very, very healing community, haven't we? I am bleeding everywhere, the event is happening. Why would you say that? Oh. So I'm not sure what's going on with Med. But anyway, so that's really the message that Spirit wanted us to speak about, you know, how do we activate our sovereignty, and remembering that this whole victim consciousness, it's not you personally, it's like it's been part of the agenda. So make a sovereign choice that you are not going to be identified with that, because that is a deprogramming agenda, and that actually keeps your DNA stuck at a very, very low functioning level. And you do not want to be operating at victim consciousness, 3D consciousness. That is not serving you. That is not serving the collective. That is not serving your DNA. That is not serving your ancestors. Do you know what I mean? Like, let it go. Send it to the fire. Let's all send it to the fire. Maybe that's what we'll do. Right, we're going to do a collective victim consciousness clearing meditation. That's what we're going to do. So, brothers and sisters, it's meditation time. And I invite you to now close your eyes and begin to take some deep breaths. Breathing in through your navel center. Bringing your awareness to where your body is in contact with the floor or the chair or the bed. Allowing yourself to be held, to be carried. Visualizing a pillar of white light ascending up from your crown center, lighting up all of your chakra points along the way, all of your galactic chakras being activated to align with your full higher self. Using your breath to align with this white light. That is your higher multidimensional self. And now on the out breath, bring this light into your fingertips. And allow yourself to be infused by this sacred nectar sent forth from your own higher multidimensional self. Open your palms now. And if you are open to receive, all of your ancestors and spirit guides have some ancient codes for you, for your DNA. And these codes will awaken your galactic DNA and assist in the full Kundalini merge, in the full secretion of the Christos oil. Use your breath now to breathe in a stream of light language codes that your galactic higher self is now pouring into this pillar of light. For many, it will be the Lyran beings, the the feline beings are wanting to work closely with many of us who are awakening at this time as part of the original founder races in the star system of Lyra. Awakening these ancient codes. Use the power of your intention to see them streaming in as light language symbols. And feel these codes pouring now into your palms as a golden nectar, almost like bubbling away in your palms. If you are open to receive this profound upgrade from your original founder, creator self, just feel all of that love pouring through this pillar of light, turning now into a pink and peach golden hue. Feel this love streaming in from your galactic team, your ancient soul blood family, from the higher dimensional realms. We are all star seeds, origins in vast numbers of star systems. And now, in your mind's eye, visualize yourself holding a white box. And on this white box, there is a lot of graffiti. This white box has been quite spoilt and ruined. And inside there is a there's many letters, and there's a very long script in this white box. Observe it now. And you realize that this is your own personal lineage. And your attachment and connection to victim consciousness lies in your very hands. Just feel yourself holding this box now. Of this story, this ancient story. Feel yourself holding this box. And in your mind's eye, to see a white door open, and Saint Germain and Lady Portia walk in, and immediately they lift their hands in the air and they form a violet portal. And this is an exquisite portal that begins to spin. And now it is time for you to make a decision, a sovereign choice, whether you are willing to let go of your attachment to this script on behalf of yourself, of your lineage, and for the whole entire collective consciousness. Please take a moment to make that sovereign choice. And in your heart, take a moment to say thank you for the lessons that your identification with this story gave you, all the lessons and experiences that the soul experienced because of that. Thank you. But this story is no longer serving myself. Make that sovereign choice now. And on the count of 3, just going to lift up that box, bless it in our hearts. We're going to about to release it. This divine portal is open. On the count of 3, we're going to release this box to the very centre of the portal. 1, 2, 3. See yourself throw the box into the portal and watch it immediately dissolve, immediately transform. And if you do light language, please do some light language now as we're transmuting this for the whole entire collective. Just gonna clearing this now for the entire collective consciousness. On the count of 3, it's complete. 1, 2, 3. It's now complete. Observe. The portal immediately closes as all is transmuted, all is cleared, all is cleansed. All old paradigms have now been fully and consciously released. So mote it be. Now just visualize, see your hands in front of you, and just pour this beautiful golden rose light into your hands. This divine love, this nectar that has been activated from your galactic higher self. And feel this rose oil nectar pouring and transforming your physical cells. And now bring your hands up to your heart and bless your inner child. Bless your inner child. She and he who has had the most arduous journey that a soul possibly could have. And that goes for all human beings that are born. It is extraordinarily challenging for the soul to be born, to incarnate into this realm. Send love always to the eternal child that is your true nature. Help he or she feel safe. Help he or she felt unignored and really, really heard and really, really validated. And if you do that, you will have the happiest life that Mother, Father, God ever created you to have. take 3 deep breaths now, sending all of this love that we have activated in this beautiful live meditation. And just give that love to yourself. And make a promise to just keep giving that love to yourself, because yourself is very, very more than worthy of this love. This meditation is now complete, brothers and sisters. Whenever you are ready, there is no rush. But whenever you're ready, you can open your eyes and come back to the room and wiggle your fingers and while we're here, we'll send blessings out to Matthew Cold, who's in hospital. Matthew, sending 1,000 million angels to be by your side and to restore your physical self into alignment with your highest Christed, divine angelic self. Calling for that now, seeing that as an actual reality. All is well. Believe that to be so, know that to be so, claim that to be so. I am that I am. So that was our blessing to Brother Matthew. All is well, brother. It is now time for you to believe. Wow, I felt that. Aho, and so it is. Shoo. So needed. Blessed. Yeah, so big work we always do together, isn't it, brothers and sisters? Like, you know, Spirit brings us together to do big work, and I'm really happy about that. This is Brie. I feel so different. I'm not even worried about starting a new school. Oh, cool. Blessings. Love this. I love to need it right now. Asking for bank cycle as well, because anyway, so I'll just turn these off for a minute. Oh. Brothers and sisters, thank you so much. That was a really, really powerful meditation, and I'm so happy that we all got to have that experience together. And yeah, for me, I felt it go very, very deep. Like for the collective, I felt it, and I'm so grateful that we have this space where we can, you know, speak about this and we can transmute this, and you know, realise like no one's blaming anyone if you're stuck in a pattern of like victim consciousness. It's like there has been an agenda to make that be so. We are a space of absolute pure unconditional love, and all are truly, truly, completely, utterly loved. You know, and you know, do you know what I mean? There's that absolute knowing and realization that you know, in our true essence, like God's children are pure love. Pure love. Can we get a cheers to that? Because I know that to be so. I haven't met any. I mean, I've met maybe one that gives it a really, really good shot, not being pure love. But the vast majority, and I'm not saying any names, anyway, so 55 on the call. Yeah, so beautiful, brothers and sisters. I guess that was kind of what, I mean, I could play a little number. Should I play a little number? I don't know which one to play. My favourite one to play, but I think I've probably played it on every video that I've done in the last 3 videos, but it is my favourite one. Is Jagatambe ma, Jagatambe Shri Radhe, Radhe Sham. Shri Radhe, Radhe Sham. Shri Radhe, Radhe Sham. Shri Radhe, Shri Radhe, Shri Radhe Sham. Radhe, Shri Radhe, Shri Radhe Sham. Jagatambe Ma, Jagatambe Ma, Jai Jai Jagatambe Ma, Jagatambe Ma, Jagatambe Ma, Jai Jai Jagatambe Ma, Jagatambe Ma, Jagatambe Ma, Jai Jai Jagatambe Ma, Jai Shri Radhe, Radhe Sham. 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 Jai Shri Radhe, Jai Shri Radhe, Jai Shri Radhe Sham. Jai Shri Radhe, Jai Shri Radhe, Jai Shri Radhe Sham. Jai Shri Radhe, Jai Shri Radhe, Jai Shri Radhe Sham. Jai Shri Radhe, Jai Shri Radhe, Jai Shri Radhe Sham. Jagatambe Ma, Jagatambe Ma, Jai Jai Jagatambe Ma, Jagatambe Ma, Jagatambe Ma, Jai Jai Jagatambe Ma. How about that, brothers and sisters? How about that for getting down with a little bit of a sacred mantra on a, what are we on a Tuesday, I believe? Wednesday, we're on a Wednesday. I must admit my days have gone a bit loopy, which is very, very unlike me, because actually with myself being like, you know, in a higher state, you know, higher sort of like consciousness and everything and whatever, I've always had like a lot of signs in Capricorn. So my whole journey of being awake is very, very grounded, very, very earthed, very, very like absolutely, completely feet on the ground the whole entire way. And so that means that I have a proficiency in how I sort of like operate on the third dimension. You know, it's part of the whatever. But I've noticed for the first time in my life, I noticed that actually, I noticed that I like lost the day, and I can never ever remember that happening. And I was convinced it was Saturday, and it wasn't a Saturday. But all day my body, my energetic body was saying to me, oh, it's Saturday today. It's a Saturday today. And then it wasn't Saturday. Never had that before. So I thought that was interesting. So there must be something going on with shift. There's a shift in consciousness happening, and that was the original message of the video, wasn't it? That was the message from my guide. So yeah, like find your spiritual practice and be guided from the heart, and ultimately just be kind. That's it. Be kind to yourself, be really, really super, super kind to yourself. Be kind to your like divine little inner child who's probably like 99.9% completely and utterly traumatized at the fact that she's incarnated into planet Earth whilst the consciousness is in the third dimension. It is so hard for the soul. So let's be very, very kind and gentle with our inner children who are like just going, I want to go home. I didn't think it was going to be like this. We've all got it. We've all got it. Like we're God's children. We're like, what's going on here? What's going on here? Until like you realise, you know, that part of you will always just needs a lot of love and is worthy to get a lot of love. So yeah, that's it, and that's it. That's the message for all of us. So that's the message, brothers and sisters. I think this has been a really, really long video. It's all good, but you know, I felt to show up as a way of just kind of saying, you know, things are shifting and transforming. So let's come together, and hopefully going to be having some like really interesting interviews with people on the, you know, like possibly Bruce Lipton, maybe James Redfield. So that's really, really exciting. And also just want to say that basically, you know, this is my, I've been, you know, this running this group is like, this is what I'm doing now pretty much with most of my time. And so, and it's, yeah, so things have really shifted for me, and so it would be so amazing that like for people that when the transmissions come and they are open to donation, it is just so beneficial for me that everyone in the group, as a way of supporting in the maintenance and the keeping of the energetic flow, like come forth and be part of the transmissions. And that's really, really important. But also, you know, just to have that, make that like sacred offering from your heart. And yeah, just realising that if you love me, which I know everyone does, I get so many amazing emails from so many of you from all the time, like, and I know that like these messages are getting through, and they are, and I watch these videos, they get through to me as well, because they're like channeled messages for all of us. And something happens in these moments, there's like an alchemy, and you know, but anyway, but it's so beautiful to yeah, just come be with you all. So I think that's going to be it for now. And so I really send my deepest heart and soul blessings to all of you. Thank you for being on this journey of being in the event group. Thank you so much. I'm really, really so grateful. I'm so truly grateful to be on this amazing journey with everyone. And sending you all many blessings. May we all be healed, and maybe dance in our healed vibration. May we choose to dance in our healed vibration. That's what it's all about. May we choose to dance in our healed vibration. That's what it's all about.